So here we are again.
Yes, here we are.
Okay, so I'm supposed to try to follow this thing again?
Well, that would be preferable, but I'm not exactly sure that you're going to actually do it.
Well, according to the script, I'm supposed to start off by asking you what an inciting event is, and how exciting it can be to your next novel.
That's not what I told you to say.
But I think that's too heavy-handed. Instead, I think we should follow the classical writing advice of show, don't tell,
boy.
and show me how an inciting event works, and how exciting it can really be.
Would you stop with the puns? Videos don't work like classical writing advice, okay?
They don't?
No. Of course they don't.
Of course they do. So show me what an inciting event is. Whoa! How did that happen?
It happened because I needed them to show up since you're insisting that I follow my own advice. So here is Exhibit A.
Look, I don't know that much about writing,
No,
but
don't.
I don't think it helps that rearranging books like that actually helps you explain what it
They
is.
totally do. Watch this.
Congratulations. You show me how to do dominoes.
You're right. The sad thing is that a lot of beginning writers actually don't know how to do them.
What do you mean?
Well, look at this. In a novel, the first dominoes of the plot should be falling. Those should be the ones that affect all the others. However, one common mistake by new writers is to begin the story with something that's completely irrelevant to the plot and topple them over, but they don't actually affect the main plot of the story. When instead, what they should have been doing is start the story with the first domino of the plot and start it here instead of using a bait and switch tactic over there.
Well, that wasn't the most convoluted analogy ever.
The important point is that you get my not-so-subtle analogy.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Please do.
If this is the way a good book is supposed to start, what's up with the characteristic scene we talked about last time? If the characteristic scene doesn't need to be related to the plot, as it is in Indiana Jones, since the plot doesn't start until the university, doesn't that kind of go against what you just said?
No.
Why not?
Well, look, in the beginning of the book, you need to do two separate things. You need to introduce the plot, and you need to introduce the characters. The characteristic moment is about introducing the protagonist. The inciting event is about introducing the plot. There's no problem with a characteristic moment unrelated to the plot, since a characteristic moment isn't trying to introduce the plot. The problem is when you're trying to begin the plot with something that's totally unrelated to the main plot of the novel. So in Indiana Jones, while the temple scene is a characteristic moment, the inciting event doesn't come until the university, when Indiana Jones is asked to go after the Ark of the Covenant. The plot isn't trying to begin at the temple, it's trying to begin at the university. And in that way, the inciting event works well in the story.
So basically, you're telling me that when you begin the story, you want to introduce both pretty quickly, but you don't want to spend a lot of time on rabbit trails when you just need to introduce the event that gets all the other events in the book going.
Exactly.
Okay, that really just could have been made into a blog post. We didn't need a whole video on this. Is there anything else that we need to talk about today?
No, we just need a conclusion to introduce the next part of the series, and then...
Conclusions are for losers. Come on, let's just cut the video now and move on to the credits.
The novel begins when the first domino of the plot topples over, which will in turn topple over all the other dominoes. I really can't do dominoes.